This evening, we're resuming our weekly Bible study group at St. Peter and Paul. We'll be studying a selection of Psalms to understand them better so that we can use them to build up our spiritual lives. Quite coincidentally, I'd read a review of a book about the Psalms and just received it in the post. It's called Living with the Psalms and is by John Bell, who some of you may know as the co-author of those lovely songs published by the Iona community and which we occasionally sing, when we're allowed to, in our Sunday worship. Opening the book for the first time at random this morning, I came across this story. John met a young Christian exile from El Salvador who gave him a song used by the Christian resistance against the military dictatorship. John had it translated, reset it to be used in a service, then thought it was too political, too radical for the church and put it aside. 3 years later, when he was reading Psalm 94, he suddenly realised that that was the song. It hadn't been written by some Marxist revolutionary, it was actually Psalm 94. Yes, there are psalms and parts of psalms that make us feel uncomfortable. In our morning prayer service we miss out the last 4 verses of Psalm 95, the Venite, and I don't think it's just to make the service shorter. It can feel uncomfortable when God answers back and points out how badly humans behave. And in my own favourite Psalm 139, there's a sudden change of tone towards the end, from the personal devotion to, "Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God." Of course, we're all nice people, and talk of slaying others does not fit with our notions of loving our neighbour. But we all have our moments when forgiving somebody 70 times 7 seems a bit impossible. Doesn't this show that the Psalms were written by real people with real emotions, reflecting how people thought at the time they were written? Another reason we should take the Psalms seriously, and in their entirety, is that they form such an important part of Jesus' own spiritual background. Jesus quotes extensively from the Psalms, just as he would have heard them read regularly at the synagogue. So much of his language reminds us of the Psalms, both the gentle descriptions of God's loving mercy and care, and those harsher condemnations of the hypocrites, the sinful and the earthly powers. In the Psalms we see our own struggles mirrored, the doubts, the frustrations, and also the thankfulness for God's continuing care for us and his creation. So if you are praying and feel stuck for words, have a look at the Psalms. You're sure to find one or more to fit how you're feeling today.